They said the future would be silent. They said engines would fade away, replaced by the smooth electric hum of technology. But in 2025, something extraordinary happened. A movement, a shift, a revival of passion. Classic cars, machines built long before screens, sensors, and software, began returning to the spotlight. Prices rose, demand exploded, and millions of people, from collectors to first-time drivers, realized something. A car isn't just transportation. A car is connection. A car is memory. A car is love. Today, we're going deep into the heart of this comeback. Why it's happening, what it means for the future, and why the car you love, the car that shaped your soul, is now more relevant than ever. To understand why classics are returning, we have to understand how they disappeared. The early 2020s were dominated by one idea: electrify everything. Countries set deadlines. Brands scrapped engines. Billions of dollars went into batteries, self-driving tech, AI integration, and digital dashboards. And for a moment, the world believed combustion engines were relics of the past. Dealerships reduced inventory. Factories shut down engine lines. EVs exploded in popularity, especially in cities. But something subtle began happening. Drivers weren't smiling anymore. People weren't excited about their new cars. The morning commute lost the music of revs, clicks, shifts, vibrations, the sounds that made cars alive. Driving stopped being emotional and became practical. Everything started to feel the same: quiet, smooth, predictable. And humans aren't built only for efficiency. We are built for passion. Ask anyone who grew up around cars. Ask them what they remember. It's never the 0 to 60 time. It's never the horsepower number. It's never the badge on the hood. It's the sound of their father's engine starting up at 6 a.m. It's the smell of gasoline at a local meet. It's the chrome, the steel, the imperfections that made a car feel like a friend, not a device. When the world shifted to silent cars, people began realizing what they had lost. They missed the emotional vocabulary of driving, the deep rumble at idle, the rising pitch of acceleration, the gear shift click, the vibration through the pedals, the smell of hot oil after a long drive. These weren't flaws. They were feelings. Feelings EVs couldn't replace. And that is why the comeback began. Not with markets, not with investors, but with the human heart. Around 2023 to 2024, something strange began happening in the automotive world. Auction houses reported rising bids on older cars. Classics that once sat in garages began selling again. Younger buyers, Gen Z and millennials, started buying manual cars, analog cars, even carbureted cars. And then came the real surprise. In 2025, multiple global reports confirmed it. Demand for combustion engine cars grew again, worldwide. Why? Because people wanted connection. They wanted identity. They wanted something with soul. Classic cars became more than machines. They became anchors, symbols in a digital age filled with screens and algorithms. Owning an old car wasn't about performance. It was about expression, a statement. I'm alive, I feel, I remember. And hey, if you feel this, if you've ever looked at a car and seen more than metal, more than horsepower, If you've ever believed that machines have souls, then this is your home. This community is built for you. For the drivers who still feel, follow now, because the world may be changing, but here, we keep the passion alive. Let's talk numbers, because passion alone doesn't explain everything. Classic car values have skyrocketed. A 300 SL? Up millions. A Supra MK4? Tripled in a decade. A clean AE86? Worth more than used BMWs. Miatas? Doubling. R34 Skylines? Untouchable. But even more surprising than supercar rises are the everyday classics gaining value. Old Civics, Mustangs, 944s, old Fords, old JDM icons. Why? Because cars today are becoming appliances, screens with wheels. Meanwhile, classics are becoming art. Collectors understand scarcity. Enthusiasts understand emotion. And investors understand that the world is shifting from cold perfection to warm nostalgia. So the market rose and continues to rise. Why do humans love old cars? What is this emotional trigger? Psychologists explain it simply. We connect deeply with things that require effort, attention, and ritual. Classic cars need us. They ask for skill, for input, for presence. You turn a key, you pump a pedal, you listen to the engine, you adjust, you adapt, you feel. EVs are convenient, but convenience doesn't leave memories. Effort does. Emotion does. The human brain forms stronger memories when multiple senses are active. Classic cars stimulate hearing, touch, smell, motion, even taste, if you count the fumes. EVs, they remove most of these sensory layers. So even young people, who grew up surrounded by smartphones, crave something real, raw, analog. Classic cars are becoming their escape, their therapy, their rebellion, their identity. So what happens next? Are classics taking over? Are combustion engines returning permanently? Not exactly. The truth is deeper. The future won't be EV or ICE. It will be both. A balance of emotion and efficiency. A world where digital and analog coexist. EVs will dominate cities, but classic cars will dominate hearts. They will be preserved, celebrated, driven with pride, because they remind us of something precious, something the modern world sometimes forgets. We are not machines. We are humans. We feel, we love, we connect. And cars, real cars, bring us closer to ourselves. So hold on to the classics. Cherish them, drive them, share them, because the new age of driving isn't about the future. It's about rediscovering who we are.